What is going on,
What
everybody?
up?
Welcome back to Golden Dice Podcast, and this is our spoiler review of the big hits that we've gotten this week. We're recording on the 2nd, so there's a good chance. Well, this is going to drop that Friday. There's a good chance that we might miss out on a Friday one, but we are caught up on everything through, I believe, Rebel Resource was like the last one to do these. So, yeah, we're going to just go ahead and
all over the place.
kick off. We got 28 to get through, so we're going to try to power through.
Oh my god.
And,
Let's do it.
Keep these somewhat brief-ish for
Lies.
you. All right, first up, I'll go ahead and take it.
Right.
It is a two-cost event called This Is the Way. It just has one aspect, and it is heroism. And it has the Mandalorian tag, and it says search the top 8 cards of your deck for up to 2 Mandalorian and or upgrade cards, reveal them, and draw them. Put the other cards on the bottom of your deck in a random order. It is a uncommon. Feel like we haven't seen much play of the search units, of the search cards. We have seen Recruit see a little bit of play now with Boba top 16 with the KTOD version. But that also leaned into Boba always having an extra one. So not totally sure how this will play out, but the art is beautiful, as this set has been a banger.
It's going to be a nice hyperfoil.
Yeah. Got the forge in the background and stuff. So, I don't know. A little tough. We'll have to see how those tribal decks play out. It can, we'll see how, just good. The fact that you can grab upgrades as well, not just Mandalorian.
If it did not have the upgrade tag on there, this would be like, you might as well just throw it into the back of the bottom of the box.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's pretty good, depending on how, like, the Mandalorian decks work. But, like, your turn 1 play could literally be, okay, I didn't get the card I wanted in my first 6 draws. First action is literally going to be play this card, search top 8, what do I want, grab 2 things that you want, and you're good to go. Especially with the upgrades being a big deal in this expansion. So you could have like a unit that you want that's 3 cost, and then you got an upgrade that you want to put on it the next turn. So I can see it being pretty good for search something you want.
I mean, if you're playing this on the first turn, my question to you is why are you just not playing a 2-cost unit in place of this?
Yeah. I think this is better when your hand starts to thin out, and then you get 2 cards.
All right, timestamp this. It's going to be a turn 1 play.
But I don't know. Everybody said that about, like, prepare for takeoff, and then that's never seen play. And that's 10 cards.
Yeah, but you only can get vehicles.
Yes. Yeah, I don't know. It also depends what deck you're playing and what you're going against. If I sit down and I have Sabine and your turn 1 plays This Is the Way, you're done. I'll be bouncing up and down with joy.
Unless there's an upgrade that's literally like, binders, and it's just like, yeah, your unit does nothing now.
Yeah, capture, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
All right, on to the next one. Scott?
Yeah, I got it. Pyke Sentinel, unit ground, 2 cost, vigilance, villainy, 2 attack, 3 health, underworld tag, and Sentinel. That's completely fine. I like that. Yeah, you want a Sentinel unit in those decks to kind of like slow things down. 2/3 is not the best stat line, but it's not the worst stat line possible, so completely fine with him. Yeah. He'll see play. They will see play. I don't know. Yeah, I don't assume it's gender.
Yeah, I don't know. It's nice that it could stop some certain plays, but it also just feels bad that it won't trade into pretty much anything. Anything that you want to slow down anyways.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hey, you can pull it off Vader.
You could Vader off of it. It's not bad.
Yep, not bad.
All right, yeah, and it's common, so it'll definitely be a solid turn 1 play in draft too, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Flocked in.
And
it still has relevance in the later game. It still has relevance in the later game because sometimes you just need to put a Sentinel out there. It doesn't matter that it's not going to trade into anything. It's just going to eat that attack.
Yep.
All right, so next we have Dr. Evazan. 2 cost, a cunning villainy. It's a ground unit. It's a 3/3 underworld with shielded and bounty. And the bounty is ready up to 12 resources.
I love it when you read.
He's wanted in 12 systems.
Mm-hmm.
What's wrong with my reading?
You'll be dead. Nothing. Divine.
Definitely. I don't know if this is the case, but I imagine this is the exact same artist as the Han unit, Han leader. I would want to bet.
Yeah, it looks familiar.
Yeah, you are correct. He drew Jabba the Hutt, Search for Feelings, and Han Leader from last set.
Yeah. Just it's got that look like it's like very Disneyified, but I actually like it. It
looks a lot better
cool.
than Han does, I think.
Yeah, Han looks a little predatory.
Yeah, sure, that's a word to use.
I
Predatory is the word to use.
This looks goofy. I don't think it looks.
So the actual card. How do we feel about the actual card?
I mean, that's pretty good. Like, yeah, you're letting your opponent you just have to control when your opponent gets this bounty. So you need to be the one getting him off the table when your opponent has not spent their resources. But I mean, he is obviously an aggro, an aggro dream and an anti-aggro dream.
Yeah,
because he can just eat He can eat 2 Battlefield Marines.
Yep.
He's complex. I think he's definitely one of those characters you gotta be careful with. My mind immediately went to Palpatine.
I was gonna
for some
say
reason.
that. Yeah.
I don't know, man. I'm mixed on him. I'm gonna have to wait and see, but definitely interesting. He's better and worse Bib in a way. I don't know. That's a weird take.
I mean, he does way different things than Bib.
I was gonna say
he does
the total
different things.
It's Bib because he's a yellow unit.
Take?
That's
What's going
racist.
on here?
No. It's
Holy.
not. I don't know how to articulate what I mean by that though. Whereas
we don't know what you mean.
This is a good question too.
You're out on a limb here. You're out on a limb here, bald guy.
They're
Come
2
back,
costs
come
and they have a shield. They both have 3 health.
No, but I'm saying, move on. It's me next. Follower of the way.
I do like the Doctor though. I think he's good for the reasons Scott was saying, how he can eat some stuff. But yeah, you definitely don't want to just you're gonna have to think very hard about initiative and how the rounds are gonna play out because even I know it says up to 12, but even if they ready 3 or 4. That could be a blowout turn. So.
Yep. So free take.
Go ahead, Brian.
Follower of the Way is a 2-cost ground unit, single aspect vigilance, a 1/3 Mandalorian. When this unit is upgraded, it gets +1/+1. Cool. Experience and shields are tokens.
Our upgrades.
So, our upgrades.
I meant what you know
there.
Didn't
you
get
meant what I know.
Didn't get the bib thing, but I got that thing.
I'm tired, man. It's cool. It's fine. It's a solid 2-drop.
I'm interested in it. Need to see what Mandalorian upgrades, but
I mean the one attack to start off with is a little rough because it's if you don't get an upgrade on this thing, it is worthless.
If you're not going first, he's probably just gonna die.
Shane will make it work.
Define work.
He always finds a way.
Yeah. I mean, you can always do something you could just.
He is a follower of the way.
You could drop this and then security complex it, and it's already got a 1/1 and with a shield. So you're looking at a 2/4 shielded.
Good.
Good, yeah.
Right off the bat.
But it's a 2. It's still a 2. That's the
I don't disagree with that, but it's shielded. It's now a 2/4. You can do other stuff. There's upgrades in this expansion. So.
And then once they take that shield off, it goes down to a 1 again.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, if they ping it.
They ping the shield off, it's gone. Yeah. Yep. I'm just saying it's an option.
Now with an experience token, then he goes up to a 3/5.
Yeah.
Now,
that's pretty good.
Amusingly enough, there's a shit ton of other Mandalorians that we're going to talk about, and they have the trooper trait. He does not. Purposeful.
Yeah. My initial thought for him was him turn 1 and then followed up with a snapshot reflexes, hit the base for 3. He's a 3/5.
And then what is your other resources for? You got another 2-drop? You drop him?
Yeah, maybe. Why not?
Maybe that's a lot. That's pretty hand intensive there, sir.
That's fine. I'm an aggro deck. I'm a blue aggro deck.
You're blue aggro deck. You're blue aggro.
I'll give you hand intensive.
All right. On to the next one. This one's me. It is IG-11, a 5-cost ground unit, single aspect, just aggression. His title is I Cannot Be Captured. He has 6 attack, 5 health. He's Droid Bounty Hunter. And it says, if this unit would be captured, defeat him and deal 3 damage to each enemy ground unit instead. On attack, you may deal 3 damage to a damaged ground unit. Flock, do you understand what this card does now before you respond to more people on Facebook?
No.
Did he answer questions?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Luckily, it wasn't through the Golden Dice official account. It's like,
Yeah.
Somebody like commented asking a question, and Flock like responded totally wrong with it, and somebody was like, "Wait."
Well, no. To be fair, I said this is how I read it. I didn't say like this is how it works.
That's not. That doesn't work. That's like saying, with all due respect, and then shitting on someone.
That's no.
Disrespectfully, yours.
Disrespect.
It's
I don't know, but this is how I interpret it.
It's really good. The on attack, deal 3 damage to a damaged ground unit, can be obviously fantastic. 6 attack is good and kind of higher than what we've seen for 5 cost. Still at 5 health, which is in line for some of the other ones. But it's also interesting in a set where you might think that capture is going to be very good, or at least prevalent. He's basically going to dissuade your opponent from trying to capture him.
Yeah, if your removal package is capture, you better hope you're not playing with much on your side of the board.
Yeah, not too many ground units.
I see this being a huge ECL target. You attack, ECL in, attack, and then deal 3 damage to another unit that's grounded, that's damaged on the ground, and basically kill 2 things with ECL.
Yeah, and 6 attack is very...
Yes. Trades
very
with a lot
relevant.
of stuff and potentially can survive.
Trades with stuff at 6 cost even.
Yep. Yeah, he trades pretty much everything at 5 unless it's shielded like Rook or something.
Yeah.
And then a lot of 6 drops too. Yeah, like
He's
you have
really
to set.
good.
And it
Really
always
like
curious. Like I wonder how he, Scott, your Palp Red deck. If you can get some pings off and then.
Yeah, I mean,
have
he's
damage and
definitely,
whatnot.
he's probably, I mean, he's probably going in there. There's not really that much on the 5. But he would probably be the best because the main issue with the other things on the 5 is that they don't have the best attack stats, which is relevant because then you all right, overwhelming barrage with Rook. Ew. I would much rather overwhelming barrage with a 6.
Yeah. Do 8 instead of 5.
Yeah, pretty nice. And then you can set up like some nice clean sweeps of the board and all that. So yeah, he's definitely going to end up in there. He's a nice looking card. He's going to be very, very powerful and limited because I imagine a lot of the removal is going to be capture mechanic based.
Good point.
So he's basically going to be immune to that.
But yeah, his text does not mean that if your opponent tries to capture him, your opponent captures him, but then he dies and then deals 3 damage to all your stuff. That's not how that works, Tyler.
That's how it should. It's 5 cost, 6/5 with an on attack. Bro, there has to be some sort of downside to him. Apparently not. Apparently not.
Apparently not.
The downside is that he doesn't have ambush.
That's literally every card.
Yeah.
He does not do anything the second he comes out. He does not have an on-play ability. That is a downside. Once you hit like 5 or 6 cost or more, that starts to be a downside.
All right, on to the next one. Who are the next ones, Scott?
Yes. Spare the target. It is an event. Tactic. 3 cost. Cunning and heroism. Return an enemy non-leader unit to its owner's hand. Collect that unit's bounties. This is Waylay, but better Waylay. Where you're going to play Waylay and you run a heroism deck, you run this instead. Are you going to run them both? Maybe. Probably not.
Maybe the mono decks or something, but
This goes first.
Sabine, with 4 cause can now play Waylay without taking a hit to their 4 cause numbers.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I'm not really that worried about that. But no, it's good. I mean, it's Waylay's good. This is a better version of Waylay that is heroism locked only. And yeah, like 100%, just be like, I'll pop your deck. Like you could 100% do this to like Dr. Evazan and then just be like, yeah, thanks for the full refresh.
Yeah, even like on curve. You know, you
Yeah,
play your
you're
turn one
you're
play, you play-
100%. I mean, like you're kind of fine with that. You're just like, all right, you go hand down, but like you're not getting like bocked in the face by Dr. E, and then also you'll get another chance to kill Dr. E when they inevitably replay him again.
Yep. Cool. And it's an uncommon.
Mhm.
Flock, you ready?
Yeah. So next we have Bo-Katan Kryze, a leader unit, ground, 6 cost, a whatever red is, heroism, aggression, 4/7 Mandalorian. On attack, you may deal 1 damage to a unit. If you attack with another Mandalorian unit this phase, you may deal 1 damage to a unit.
Did he even mention that she was a leader?
He did say leader unit, but he didn't read the leader
We
side.
didn't
first.
bother to, yeah.
Oh, the leader
No.
side. Sorry,
Buddy.
we're on the thing. So the leader side is action. If you attacked with a Mandalorian unit this phase, deal 1 damage to a unit. Comes out on 6 as a 4/7.
Rare. It's our rare red hero.
Rare. Right here.
Uh,
Interesting. I don't love it, but don't hate it. I like that the Mandalorian is going to be a very heavy Mandalorian deck. There's a lot of Mandalorian stuff to do right now, so we got a lot of stuff. We got blue, which has the whatever Mandalorian's Starship.
Razor Crest
Yeah,
follower of the way.
I think it's a fantastic card. So my first thought was blue, red with this, but we'll see because there's a lot of good other cards with Mandalorian in it. So yeah, it's going to be whatever is the best package with Mandalorians.
Well, lucky for you, all the Mandalorians, I'm pretty sure, spoiled after this were also all
Yeah,
red.
they
I'm pretty
really
sure
were
everything's
like.
red.
By the way, I mean, she just like, I think I said this yesterday. She gives me like we have Vader at home vibes. Like, you know, she's very similar to Vader in that she does damage. She's got like a ping on her non-deploy side. She's got, you know, pings on her other side. I just think the qualification of having attacked with another Mandalorian unit is going to be more arduous than people are giving it credit for, not just because not every card in your deck is going to be Mandalorian, but the fact that they might die before you attack with them.
Yeah.
Like it's not just, oh, if you have another Mandalorian on the board, or oh, if you've played another Mandalorian this phase, or oh, you have to attack with it. So, you know, there's definitely going to be a lot of cases where you're not going to be able to do much with their leader ability. It doesn't cost anything like Vader's does, but I think Vader's you have more control over. And then on her other side, I really think that she needed like, you know, she's got the like generic stats of a 6 cost flip leader. I think she needed an additional point of health to make up for like her ability having like a qualifier on it to get the full value.
Yeah, I mean, it'd still be nice to the fact you can deal 1 damage to any unit, so you could take some shields off of people and be relevant in that, and also the fact you can ping 2 separate. But yeah, I get what you're saying of the feels like Vader at home. Yeah, it's nice that it's free, but the ability's more restrictive now.
Yeah.
And
unless we see like Bo-Katan's blaster pistols, it's not like you have this like Darth Vader's lightsaber where you're just like, oh yeah, there's an incentive to run the leader because you have this crazy attachment for him.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how it plays out. Like, a lot of people have compared her to like Sabine, of like the pinging ish, but it's like Sabine pings base, comes out a little way earlier as an aggro deck, whereas Bo-Katan is probably more of like a board control type thing. And some of the cards you want to look out for her as we get more spoilers are things that like similar effect to Tarkintown, I would think. Where if there's a damaged unit,
you keep talking about Tarkintown with her, but you're probably not playing Tarkintown with her.
No, yeah, I'm just saying the effect.
It was previewed enough Mandalorians where you almost can.
Yeah, I mean, there were 2 in the first set. You had Sabine unit and the Fang Fighter.
Yeah, like her and Sabine, it's just, I think it's night and day completely, like different goals for your deck.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm not advocating to run her in mono. I'm just saying the idea of
you keep saying it though.
Stuff. Well, it's the only effect in the game currently that does that. I got nothing else to reference till they're giving us new cards.
Yeah, I you know, unfortunately, I think she's gonna probably suffer a little bit in that her ability is going to be a little annoying, and then she does not in and of herself have like the stats or the themed attachments to make up for that like Vader does.
Yeah, we'll have to see. I have to see. Brian, do you have any thoughts on any cards?
Yeah, Brian.
I gave my thoughts.
He's
Bo-Katan,
building
I'm
Han
building
Red
Han.
right now.
I think Bo-Katan is to the untrained eye, which is mine. I don't think she looks anything special. Um, I compared her to Cassian. She gives me Cassian vibes. Uh, she's underwhelming, in my opinion. But like you said, if there's any upgrades that kind of synergize with her, if there's any cards that synergize with her, obviously it makes her better. But they keep doing things where they drop a card and then you're like, card's okay, and then they drop another card, you're like, oh,
Yeah,
I see.
what she really needs is she needs some like upgrades that are Mandalorian, either Mandalorian only, or you get extra stuff from Mandalorians, because then that like feeds into the theme. Because if it's just the case of like, oh, well, you just need to run her with all the Mandalorian units, then what's going to happen is someone's going to be like, well, why don't you just run her? Why don't you just run all those Mandalorian units with this other leader that is better in and of themselves?
So the other thing I was thinking also is that the both leaders that have been spoiled so far, I'll talk a little bit more about it later, but
There's been 4
both the non-starter ones, both of them that have been spoiled, kind of like lend themselves to be a tribal deck.
Yeah, in a sense.
And that's like historically, like looking at Hera, not been the best. So like me personally looking at these 2 leaders that have been spoiled, I'm not like super jazzed about them. I think I like Mando and I like Gideon a lot.
They are
But these
putting
two,
out
I
more
need to see more.
Mandalorians than I would have thought would have been in the set.
Yeah, it's a ton.
Yeah, I would have normally pegged like Mandalorian as far as like a trait. I would have put it down there with like Rebel, Imperial, probably Republic at some point are like the easiest, broadest ones. And then you get like, and then Trooper and stuff like that. I would have thought Mandalorian would be like 2 levels down below that with like Underworld, but apparently there's a shit ton of Mandalorians.
Underworld's popping up too.
And Underworld's popping up.
There's a ton going on with this set so far. I mean, between Snuggle, Capture, Bounties, Mandalorians,
Mandalorian's just a trait.
But I'm saying like the stuff to build around in this set, there's a lot of options.
I will say, if you look at set 1 leaders too, the rare ones, a lot of them generally took a minute to like figure out at least how they wanted to play. Like the rare leaders from set 1 were Iden, Chirrut, Pal, Para, Inquisitor, Cassian, Thrawn, Han. And so it's like half of them, yeah, you would argue are in a pretty rough spot of like Thrawn, Hera, Cassian, and Grand Inquisitor's kind of made some waves of stuff, but generally they've needed like more of a minute to figure out what their package is around stuff. Like, when Chirrut got spoiled, I think everybody said he was terrible, and then now he's considered like just a step below tier 1. So some of these, not only when you get the full set, you're going to need to then figure out what the optimal thing is, because like Scott said, if it is just jam every Mandalorian, that doesn't necessarily mean she's going to be a good deck.
That's kind of goes back to what when I talked to Tyler at PAX, he was talking about the rarity scale, and I guess this can apply to leaders too, where rarity doesn't automatically mean that the card is good or better or whatever have you. It just takes a higher skill ceiling to kind of bring the true nature of it out, And I think that's, I mean, if that's any indicator of what we've seen so far, then I'm sure. I mean, these 2 could be great. I personally, like I said, am an untrained eye. I don't see these things right away. They don't click in my mind. But that doesn't make them bad. I'm just underwhelmed because I'm simple. So
cool.
We'll see.
We will see. Brian, you would take away the next one?
Yeah, sure. So First Light is a space unit, 7 cost, vigilance, villainy, 4/7 underworld vehicle transport with grit. Each other friendly non-leader unit gains grit, and you can smuggle it for its cost and its aspects, and the additional cost to deal 4 damage to a friendly unit, which we decided last hour that it does not count for itself.
To
you
itself.
Can't do it. This is not out in play yet. This looks awesome. I'm excited to build around this. I mean, I think the grit is a really cool mechanic, and I think there's a lot of cool things that you can do with the blue package that makes this and grit pretty interesting. Same way we kind of saw like Chewie not be as cool, right? Like you found ways to pump him up and Voltron him. I think you can kind of do the same thing with First Light. I mean, we'll see with the upgrade package. Maybe there's stuff for vehicles and space in this one, since they're kind of going upgrade heavy over here. But there's always entrenched. If you run it with green for whatever reason, blue-green villain is great. You have the hardpoint heavy blaster that can make this kind of a monster. If if your opponent doesn't deal with it, there's a lot of different things you can do with it that are not, you can. Doesn't mean you should, but I think this has a lot of possibilities.
I think people are going to forget that this is a space unit because of the art.
How it's just in the clouds. It's not in space just yet. It's still in the atmosphere.
I think that's going to get people. But no, this, I mean, like, I think First Light's really good. I think it can even be like a finisher, because you say you have a unit that is, capable of attacking, that's like safe from removal. It's just like you just have it there. Like, you bring this out, deal 4 damage to it, and give it grit. You've just increased its attack by 4. Plus, if it had any other damage on it.
Mm-hmm. You can also mitigate the smuggle cost of the deal damage too. I mean, it's an easy way to get around. If you've got something you can sack, like, doesn't have to be all 4. It can be something that you've used and it's done its job. And I don't see that as too big of a penalty.
Not for getting to smuggle it at its cost.
No, and I think that this is good enough that you want to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, you can do shields, if you kill something that's a when defeated, if something that's already attacked, like you said. There's definitely some ways to where this can almost be like a benefit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Chronicle like it.
Like it.
Yep. I like it. Seems good. Do you have a question, though? The deal 4 damage to a friendly unit, what happens if you have no friendly units on the board?
You can't play it.
You can't play it, period?
Can't satisfy cost.
Cost.
Can't smuggle it. You can play it.
Yeah, you could.
Gotta pay the troll toll.
Yeah. Sorry, that's what I meant. Smuggle.
Gotta play the troll toll to get in.
Yep.
Cool.
If you want the baby boy home, you gotta pay the troll toll. You gotta
pay the troll toll to get in.
Get in.
Next
troll
one
toll.
is a card that actually would work very well, as we said, but it's heroism. We got a ground unit, 6 cost, gentle giant. It's heroism, vigilance, 2 attack, 8 health. It's a Wookiee, has grit. And it has an on attack. You may heal damage from another unit equal to the damage on this unit. And it's a common. Do love the artwork in this. I like the bright features of it and whatnot. So, looks nice and everything. It's like interesting. We kind of talked about a little bit how like it's slow in the sense like you play it at 6 resources. Then the next round you get to attack and get damage on it. And then the next round you get to attack and then heal from like somebody else. So, it could be kind of weird. ECL speeds that up right a turn, but I mean, do you want to ECL to attack?
Yeah, it's not literally doing anything.
So, yeah, I don't know. It's weird. Maybe the Wookiee trait matters. They said there might be like another 1 or 2, or maybe there's some things that like cheaper cards than It Binds All Things, or less restrictive than It Binds All Things, where you can move health around between your units and stuff like that. But I don't know. For now, it currently seems kind of weird. There's no hero Death Trooper for me to help like get this going.
Yeah.
I love it. Best card in the set. I'm just excited to see what other Wookiees they bring out. Because I'm gonna be a hypocrite real quick. Well, actually, not even a hypocrite, because I said that the tribal decks aren't incredible, but this lends itself to build the start of a Wookiee deck, and I like that. I'm excited about that.
Dude, we got some at the end of Destiny. Got like Tarful and I forget who else.
Yeah.
Like Wookiee Warriors and stuff. So yeah, I hope so.
So I'm all aboard that train. Choo choo.
Chewbacca.
Choo
choo. Chewbacca. All right, cool. Scott, on the next one.
Yep, we have a ground unit, 6 cost, command and villainy, pirate battle tank. Underworld vehicle tank, 4 attack, 6 health. It has Sentinel, and it can be smuggled for 7 resources and its regular aspects. I mean, it's okay. It's good. Like, it's good. It's good and limited.
It's something that like Green Villain doesn't really have, but it's still like not that amazing. It's kind of my reaction.
Got the gladiator thing,
but that's just 1 round. So sometimes it like
Sometimes that matters.
Yeah.
The fact that like yes, getting to smuggle like this, I think is a very attractive smuggle card because it's obviously 6 cost, so you might put it in your resource row if you're drawing it early, and then the fact that you can then access it from there in the later game when you just need like a spot Sentinel. 6 health for a Sentinel is pretty relevant. 4 attack is okay. It's just pretty okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I probably only want to really smuggle this in, honestly. Really strong for smuggling.
Big snuggler. Lots of snuggles to be had.
Big
I
snuggler.
love snuggling, dude. Oh my god.
All those sharp edges.
Flock.
But yeah, it's just me.
Yeah, I think we're all in agreement for that.
Yep. All right, so next we have a ground unit, Clone Deserter, Command Heroism. It's a 2/3 fringe clone with Restore 1 and Bounty. Draw a card. I kind of like it for a 1 cost, 2/3 with Restore, and then they just only draw a card. I don't hate it.
I'm there with you.
Yeah, I like it a lot. Shield it up with Luke or something like that. Good turn 1 play.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like the drawback on some of those bounties isn't as rough, right? You could argue, oh, it's a 2/3, doesn't trade with a lot, but obviously it's 1 cost. You're not paying 2 for it for a 2/3. Yeah, and same logic as the turncoat, the space unit. You could argue that's better because it's a 2/3 in space. Those stats are a little bit more valuable in that sense out there, but yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. I love it. I want some more of it.
Luke does like it, yeah.
Oh, you know what helped? If I hit the arrow key for the last
That
2
would.
cards. We're still looking at the... Hopefully anybody watching maybe pulled the... actually listened to the descriptions.
You it.
But now we got it up. All right. Brian, take it away.
Reputable Hunter is a 3-cost ground unit in command. It is a 3/4 bounty hunter. If an enemy unit has a bounty, this unit costs 1 less to play.
Now all of a sudden I don't like that Clone Deserter as much.
Right.
Yeah,
so
if you open with that and then they open with
Yeah.
the hunter, yeah.
You're like,
Yup,
crap.
that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
So I love this card. I think that opens up a whole can of worms, right?
I knew you were
Because
going to say that word.
it's 3 words. Yeah, it's a phrase and it's 3 words. But it opens up a whole different, situation in which you have to be careful about what you're playing on your opening turn. If you're running green, you might think twice about running something like Ladakh or the Clone Deserter or other units with bounty that I can't think of off the top of my head. But for you, that's a sick turn 1 play. Sick turn 1 play. 3/4. Whew, stonks.
Yeah, and I mean, even playing it like a 3/4 on, like
Not
at
bad.
3, like isn't
I don't hate it.
terrible, but
It's an ECL target.
you gonna ECL that?
No. You could. Again, all these things you could do.
Yeah, you could do a lot of things.
Could do a lot of these things.
Yeah. Now
Shouldn't.
he's interesting. I'm curious if there's more like bounty hunter synergy, and then it's like, yeah, in the meta, how prevalent is the turncoat, the clone doctor going to be, and getting his value shoots up.
Right.
But also the weird part
Hinging
is
this on commons though, so
yeah, for draft, yeah. I was talking
Yeah.
more so like Premier for standard.
no, sorry, different wavelengths.
It's weird though too, because like you still need to like grip an actual 2 cost or like a real turn 1 play in case that doesn't happen. And then also if you go
It always
first and like
happens.
pass, it
Trust.
could be weird.
Trust.
But yeah, interesting. We'll see how it goes. All right. Next up is me. We have a 3-cost event. It's command. It is called Take Captive. It's a tactic, and it says a friendly unit captures an enemy non-leader unit in the same arena. And again, capturing is put the capture card face down under that unit until that unit leaves play, and it's a common. Awesome artwork with Obi-Wan in the scene of Dooku telling him the truth and Obi-Wan not believing it.
Mhm.
I like it. It's interesting, almost like that same slot as like Strike True. Don't know that I like strictly run this over Strike True type situation. Just comparing those 3-cost event cards. But yeah, I mean, I like it. It's very interesting that it also can reach very, very high, right? Your 3-cost can capture an 8-cost or whatever, but you then got to cap. Then you got to protect that low thing. But
I love the art.
oh yeah,
I want 3 hyperfoils to this one because it's just gorgeous.
I think it might be hard for it to find space in like constructed decks, to be honest, just because it is like like you just mentioned with Strike True, it is kind of in that thing where it's like, all right, it's removal, but you need a unit on the board for it to work, and while it can reach to the sky, it's not permanent.
Yep. And what's a side like note of captured units? Tyler did clarify that if you have a unit on the board, capture your opponent's thing, your opponent plays Super Laser Blast, the captured unit survives. Kills everything that's in play, and then after everything's dead is when the captured unit is freed. So, little note on that too. But yeah, I'm in the same vein there.
Super interesting. The timing of that is super cool.
Yeah. I figured it would be that way of how like triggers work, but it was cool to get that confirmation on stream already.
I feel like it's one of those things where like that's the only way that could possibly work, but you would still have people like grasping at straws trying to say that's not how it works.
Yeah, because they're not defeated like one at a time type thing. It's all just instant. Yeah. Scott, you got the next one.
Yes, Ketsu Onyo.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Ketsu, oh no.
Oh no. Ground unit, 2-cost, aggression, heroism, Mandalorian, Underworld, Bounty Hunter. They're running out of space for these traits because those all have a lot of letters in them. 3 attack, 2 costs, 2 health. What did I say? 2 cost. 2 cost, but that is true. Saboteur, and when this unit deals combat damage to a base, you may defeat an upgrade that costs 2 or less. Like Wolf, but different.
Yeah.
But same.
Yeah, I mean,
like,
2
right.
health is just
no.
hard.
I mean, all right, could matter. Any of those traits could matter. Mandalorian, Underworld, Bounty Hunter for various reasons. Saboteurs could going to be relevant. So like that's the same as Wolf. And then the upgrade thing really depends on what's going to be in the set. But I could easily see this being a card that like you could slot in over Wolf if you have it all like slight trait synergies that Wolf doesn't give you.
Yeah, agreed.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed. And you can run them without messing with your Fasibi, dude. No issues there, like Wolf. Fasibi.
Yep. I mean, I think this card just takes the place of Rebel Pathfinder. Same stats, but you get some extra stuff. Extra spice.
Yeah. It's interesting, like the trade-off there, because now it's like, all right, it's a 3, so it trades and everything, but then there's like certain ones where you're just like angry, like if an L3 or a Crafty hits into you, you're like,
you're just like,
God, dang it.
Yep.
But yeah.
A Battlefield Marine is goated. Survives those little shits.
So
True.
good.
True. Yeah, but I do like Ketsu better than the Pathfinder, unless you have a Rebel deck. Then it matters.
Then yep. No Rebel tag here.
Flock, you got the next one though.
Nite Owl Skirmisher, a 3-cost ground unit that is aggression heroism, 4/3 Mandalorian trooper with smuggle at 5 aggression heroism. My thoughts for a 3/4/3, I kind of like it. But smuggling couldn't be too awful, but I don't really love the smuggle for a 5-cost 4/3. I'd definitely rather play this at 3-cost, but if you got to do it, if you got to snuggle it, you got to snuggle it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, anything. I mean, he's got Trooper tag and Mandalorian tag, which is really good. Not a lot of these Mandalorians also have Trooper, so
Just raw.
I like
elevates.
it. Actually, no. actually looking up. A lot of them do.
Most of them do.
We haven't gotten to them yet. We just haven't gotten to them yet.
It's like most of the uniques don't have it, but then like the non-uniques do, but then some uniques do. It seems like a very random smattering of trooper.
Yeah, the ones we've gotten to, we haven't had the trooper, and then I scrolled up, and then I was like, okay, there's a few more. But
yeah, 4-3 is not a bad stat for a 3-drop. Again, I think this one just really is going to come down to if you can leverage those traits. Otherwise, you're probably just going to settle for echo-based defenders and things like that have.
Yeah, if there's something like
relevant keyword.
Yeah, there's something that lets you like smuggle something in for less if it has like a matching trait or something like that. I can see this being really good because then it'll bring its cost back to normal and it's also on the resource. So
yeah, 4-3 is just weird. You know, we've seen, even the top cut of the 5K. You saw Echo Based Defender getting cut from Sabineless in favor of Fighters for Freedom. So, you know, same exact stat line of that. So could be a similar like weird bit of that. But yeah, we'll have to see what Mandalorian and Trooper do.
Yep.
Speaking of Mandalorians, Brian,
the Clan Challengers, a 5-cost aggression ground unit, 3/6 Mandalorian Trooper, raid 3. While this unit is upgraded, it gains Overwhelm. Pretty sick. Pretty sick, and it's a common. I mean, I like it in draft. I like it in limited. I think even in Premier it has some give.
your boy Brian, he's screaming for it.
Yeah.
Who?
There's plenty like that, yeah.
Yeah, what deck? You just sold him. Grand Inquisitor.
Come on.
Grand Inquisitor, resetting him with raid 3, pretty nice.
There's plenty synergy for that 3, like that 3 attack really matters for whether it's like, what is it, aggression also can trigger off that.
I really don't think about Grand Inquisitor
keep fighting.
Yep.
Yeah, ECL. ECL this in. Trade. Yeah. It'll trade with anything at 5 cost and still be alive, pretty much. Almost, actually, all of everything. It's 6 health.
Yes.
Grand Inquisitor stonks really are going up, aren't they?
Yeah. Yeah, there were a few cards. I forget what else we might have seen.
Art on this is going to look fantastic in hyperspace.
Ooh,
yeah, this is great art. It's great art.
Yeah, I think it's. I mean, I think this is a good card.
Yes, the second part's hard to evaluate. Like we said, we just need to see more of that for the upgraded. But if you could give like experience tokens to Mandalorians and Troopers easily in this set, well.
But you would much rather this card be raid 3 and 3 attack than 4 attack and raid 2.
Yes. Because then it synergizes with all
things.
Then
you just don't have the synergy with the other stuff to make it interesting. Because at that point you're just like, I don't want to play a 5-cost 4/6.
Yep. All right. On the next one, the Covetous Rivals, 6-cost ground unit, aggression, 5 attack, 5 health. It's a bounty hunter. It has grit, and it has a when played / on attack, you may deal 2 damage to a unit with a bounty. It's a common. Don't love this as much. I mean, the grit makes it like interesting, but there's some like similar ones in set 1 that are like this. Like I think it's the tank is a 6/5/4 or something like that. Maybe it's 5 with grit, and don't love that. And then also the Mercenary Company, 6 cost. I mean, that's ambush overwhelm, and that's a 5/5, and it still feels weird at times. But again, this will depend how big are bounties and how many of them can you.
This one screams. We have Ruthless Raider at home.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. Yeah, yeah, Ruthless Raiders, but with bounties.
Yeah, and the Ruthless Raider deals damage to the base too.
Yeah.
Yeah, you deal 4 essentially.
But also, Ruthless Raider is also only when played, when defeated. This is when played on attack. So if you have it survive a little bit longer,
when defeated is better than when played on attack.
I don't disagree with that. I'm just saying this also you can potentially get more value out of it because it has on attack as well.
Hey, the age-old crutch, as they all say, ECL, deal 4 damage the turn you play it to a unit with bounty.
That's going to be fantastic. If they reprint ECL in this set, that's going to be great and limited.
Yeah.
They should not reprint ECL in this set. That would be terrible.
I doubt they will. All right, on the next one, Scott.
Yes, we have a ground unit, L337. 2 cost, cunning, heroism, underworld droid, 2 health, 2 attack. When played, you may rescue a captured card if you don't give a shield token to this unit. So basically, it's shielding, but you can also rescue captured cards if you really want to do that. There is a smuggle cost at 4, and the aspects. I think this is a really good card. I think this will see play in most of the decks that would have those matching aspects. The fact that it can rescue captured cards is almost secondary to just, it's a crafty smuggler. Crafty smuggler that you can just keep in your resource. Like if you end up resourcing the second one you draw, it's a capture, get out of jail free card. Like that's great. You're getting a unit plus a body. What's not to like?
Yep. I'm starting to like cards that have multiple when played effects, kind of like Leia. So like this could be a good U-wing reinforcement card where it's like, okay, you get to play it out, part of U-wing, and then you get to, rescue a capture card when you play it. Or if you don't, it's okay, you got a 2/2/2 with the shield with U-wing. So a lot of good flexible stuff to going on here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool art too.
Concur.
Good insight, Tyler.
What's up?
You're up, Tyler.
Good insight, Tyler. You're up.
Oh, thank you. I'm up. We got Klounkee.
Okay.
Did I say it right?
I don't really, there's no real right or wrong on that one, sir.
Thank you. All right, so we got a 1-cost event. It's an underworld trick. Return a friendly non-leader underworld unit to its owner's hand. If you do, deal 3 damage to a unit. So I'm guessing this could probably go pretty well maybe with Greedo, would be my first guess. Right?
Why?
I don't know. It's 1 cost.
He's underworld.
And it does 3 damage. They look the same. I don't know.
He's on the art. He's got it.
He's
He's
on
got
the
the art.
I was like, okay.
That's racist. You're just assuming that, they're all the
Yep.
same.
I very am so well doing that.
Think like a falcon. Falcon.
Yeah.
But it's a trick. It could be free, potentially.
Yep.
Yeah.
A trick deck.
Yeah. I mean, Underworld, it's going to be a keyword, it looks like. So a lot of good stuff you can do. 3 damage to the
Maybe.
ground. Not bad. So,
Looks
I mean,
like-
I personally would probably want to, like, return a, like, when played, friendly Underworld unit. So you can get the effect off multiple times.
By Jove, he's got it.
So real quick, there's more than what I'm gonna say, but I'll just like read off a few that are like interesting. There's Boba Fett unit, there's Bosk, there's Fett's Fire Spray, the Falcon, Han Solo, Crafty Smuggler, Gamorrean Guard, Syndicate Lackeys, and then from the new set we got like First Light, Pyke Sentinel, Ketsu, Doctor, L3, Cartel, Turncoat, and then of course McClunky has that keyword as well. So yeah, there's definitely some interesting ones. I'm very curious of the ones that come into play. Ready. So like at 6 resources, you play Fire Spray, you go in for 5. Next turn, you open attack, do 5. And then at you're at 7 resources, so then you like McClunky kill something that they played for 3, and then play the Fire Spray again.
Fire Spray again.
I'm gonna play it just to say it.
Yeah, I'm very interested.
I'm gonna McClunky.
Yeah, well, let's see what a Jabba trick deck does. Like if you could play this
Real?
for free,
Yep.
Yeah, you definitely want to be like, you're including this in your deck if your deck has the Underworld cards. You're not relying on your opponent's deck to have those.
It's a friendly, anyways.
Yes.
What am I? Oh my god, I can't
Read the card.
I'm so bad. I
Get him,
thought
Fluff.
about
Get him.
I got him. See, I read the card, so I know what it says.
That's fair.
Right?
That's not common though. That's not common.
Ask him tomorrow. Ask him tomorrow.
Well, no, actually, this card is common.
But yeah,
my
I'm
turn,
a
yeah?
fan of this card. We'll see where it goes. Brian, you're up next.
Relentless Pursuit is a 3-cost cunning event tactic. Choose a friendly unit. It captures an enemy non-leader unit that costs the same or less than it. If the friendly unit is a bounty hunter, give a shield token to it. Cool. I guess you can go across lanes and capture something that
Yeah.
costs
little bit more restriction, but you get the potential benefit of a shield.
I'm still not super sure about all the capturing shenanigans just yet.
It is kind of nice though, like, you know, almost like doing this on a like your leader. You know, if you have a bounty hunter leader like Boba Fett, where you can capture and now you get to give Boba Fett a shield. I'm interested in scenarios like that. And it leaves play, so then when he attacks, you'll stand too.
Mandalorian's a bounty hunter.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, they're both yellow, so they're already in there as well.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I imagine this probably will be in the Mandalorian starter deck.
Probably. Let me wonder. Yeah, it's a high cost and can be very weird, but I'm interested in it. Actually, sorry, he's bounty hunter. So I wanted to look at his leader side, and I guess it wouldn't. So his is when you play an upgrade, you're not playing an upgrade. You're giving a shield token, right? Your action isn't playing upgrade.
Yeah.
Your action was playing event, and the event gives him a shield. So I was I wonder if there's synergy with
It's
his.
not double dipping in that. I just meant in the sense that, like, oh, you're giving your leader a shield, which is always good.
No, yeah. I was just curious of, like, do I get to double dip? That's pretty cool. But yeah. All right. Any other thoughts on it?
If you could double dip, that would be insane.
Yeah, so it'd be very good 3 cost. Then I would be like, this is a very good 3 cost.
Yeah, you're running 3 of in this deck.
Play Mando, run 3 of it. All right.
Next one.
On the next one, this is one that we alluded to on the podcast as being one of the more interesting ones. It's a 3 cost heroism unit, ground unit. It's tech. He's the source of insight. He has 2 attack, 5 health. He's fringe clone, and each friendly resource gains smuggle. The gain smuggle cost is that card's cost plus 2 and its aspect icons. And then he also has smuggle for 4 and just heroism. And he's a rare. He is super interesting in that he opens up a lot of plays, a lot of lines. But the question is what lines are actually good for the deck right now? Like, hero as a whole leans more aggro. Even the mid-range decks are a little bit more aggressive. And he more likes to go a little bit late game. You know, so it's like him into like a Sabine deck or something, like, that's way too much resources. Like, you don't want to play him for 3. He's not really doing much damage. And then, like, paying 2 extra for stuff out of your resource. You know, like, sure, if you hit Surprise Striker, you know, a Rebel Assault and get lethal, but that's kind of like fantasy land for that. So he almost is like, all right, does hero get a little bit better in control? Can I go a little bit more late game so I can, like, recur stuff that isn't supposed to be recurred a little bit? That's where I'm at with him. We mentioned, like, the most interesting cards, and, like, for me, I'm like, all right, what's a blue hero deck where I can, like, play Luke at 9 when I had to resource him early?
Yeah, anything with an on-play effect or comes in ready. Like, I was just thinking the Falcon would be good too. Like, I totally do 5 for the Falcon to come in ready again, like when you need it. Yeah. So there's a lot of good plays here with tech. It's going to be once we get a whole play set, we get to test it out and see where it goes best.
Tick.
I think he's going to be proven to be a little, like, building a deck around it might be a little. I think it's going to be just because, like, all right, you got to play him, then have enough resources to smuggle something out at +2. That's a little difficult. Or he has to live. He does have 5 health. Like, if he had anything less than 5 health, I think then he'd just be 2 automatically removed. But, you know, he is going to be a card that's going to shine more in the late game when you have more resources, and it might be too easy for your opponent to get him off the table before you can actually do something with him. Because he's slow.
Yep. Similar vein to like a Piet almost, right? He's like bad early game.
Yeah, in that sense.
Good late, but, you know, if he's on the board late game, your opponent's probably like, I need to kill this thing right now.
Yeah, if your opponent can't kill him, it's like a win more card.
Yeah. But also, if you're gonna pay 3 to play this, and they got to spend how many resources to get rid of it late game, you might be winning that trade anyway too.
I mean, it basically depends on the rounding though of that too. Like, if I have something that it doesn't get traded into, right? It's only 2 attack. Like if all I have to do is spend an action to screw up your late game plans, like.
Yep, but I'm also saying like if you have something out there too and you play this as well, they're like I need to get rid of the tech because it could really destroy me. Then you got other stuff going on. Because it's definitely a target. If I drop tech for 3, even if it's late game, you're like, okay, I kind of got to get rid of that because what does that person have in their resources that they can smuggle? So you're gonna want to focus on getting rid of tech.
Yep. Yeah, we'll have to see. He's got a lot of question marks around him. A lot of question marks. Now another card that has a lot of question marks is what Scott's got.
Yep, I have a leader, so I'm gonna on the leader side we're going. It is Hunter, the Outcast Sergeant. He is Fringe Clone, action 1 resource and an exhaust. Reveal a resource you control. If it shares a name with a friendly unique unit, return the resource to its owner's hand and put the top card of your deck into play as a resource. He deploys on 7. He is a 5/8 when deployed. He has the Overwhelm keyword, and then he is on attack. You may reveal a resource you control. If it shares a name with a friendly unique unit, return the resource to its owner's hand and put the top card of your deck into play as a resource. So basically what he allows you to do is if you have a named character, named ship, name whatever out, you can get the version of it back that's in your resource row to use later. I'm just struggling to think of when that's going to matter.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like it's just very, very niche. Like when can you make that matter?
The next card, like maybe, like if there's a lot of stuff around the clone, right? So far the clones almost like are better if they have another copy in their hand, kind of like thematic cloneness, which is kind of funny. So if there's like
it's a nombo with the next card because you've already if he's in play, then you've discarded the version of him.
No, I'm saying like, yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
You didn't play. Yeah, that would be it would be like your 3rd copy. Essentially, you would need to see all 3 for that to matter. Yeah.
It's just like I'm actually like I'm really disappointed in this card because it's a cool character. I think the art's not very good. I think this should have had his helmet off. I'm worried that the showcase is also going to have him with his helmet on. I just am like, what is this? What are we doing? What is this?
I like the art.
Why am I doing this?
I think that showcase is going to be heat.
He drew Crosshair too. Same guy.
Yeah. I just I'm pretty low on this as far as like what are you gonna do with it, and it's just like so like you can just keep on spam like all right you got a unique unit out, you get your unique unit back, your opponent kills the unique unit, you can play your unique unit again, so you can just kind of revolving door your unique units, but it's so ungodly slow.
And you're paying 1 for it.
Yeah. And then as a leader, he's coming out at 7. He's a 5/8, so that's respectable for a 7.
Overwhelm.
Overwhelm is not nothing, but you need your like Vader is barely like he's like all right, 7's getting kind of rough, but Vader comes out and he's a 5/8, and then he deals 2 more damage to something else, so he eats every other leader that comes out before him that has 7 health. So that's why you're like, all right, I can suffer through Vader being at 7. This guy does not.
Yeah.
He doesn't, and it's like, all right, if you take him, you got to take him into another leader. Doesn't even get the overwhelm. Like he's only good at picking off like smaller things, and like 5 attack is only really gonna overwhelm on stuff that's under 5 cost. So it's like, really, that's what he needs, huh?
Yeah,
Trench him.
You entrench him.
Entrench him 3 times, and then he's good.
If there's like some clone synergy, like I wonder if it's like a set 3-1 where he could take off a little bit. If there's more like clone synergy and things, because
I don't understand why this character would be who you would have as a 7 cost leader. Like nothing about the character would lead me to be like, yes, that is a Vader tier character. As far as like coming out later in the game, big bad type thing. Like it's just like doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to
flavor fail.
I'm interested to build with him only because it is like such a unique ability.
You're like sitting there like it has to do more than we
There's got
think
to
it
there's got to be
does.
something I'm not seeing. I need to play with it. I need more cards.
Yeah, I mean maybe there's a card in there that just like it does like make sense where you're just like I want to just like not only it's a card that it's a unique card that has a really good on play, so you're completely fine with just overwriting your unit if that's really what you're gonna do. Like, Luke's not bad for that. Like Luke is, if that's gonna be the case. But again, it's just like you got to play the unique unit. You got to hope your opponent doesn't remove it. You got to have a resource.
Yeah.
And then you got to have it in your resource row. Like, there's so many things that have to happen before you even, like, it even matters.
Yep.
Before his ability does anything.
Yeah. I mean, who knows what could be, like, cooked up of, like, manipulating what's in your resource. If you can, like, swap anything, like, put a card into your resource and, like, pick one up, like a 2-cost event type thing. Just trying to like think of things that might make it to where you can more consistently get there. But yeah, he seems awkward.
Also, I see what it's interesting that none of the Bad Batch have the trooper keyword. But technically, they're not troopers, or they really weren't troopers. They were special forces. So that's a little, I guess that's where the distinction comes in.
Yeah.
Although maybe the next guy should have had the trooper keyword because at one point he was
for a while.
Yeah. Not this version of him. Well,
I'll say not this time.
I mean,
Snapshot
earlier in his life, he's only like 5 years old.
Last year he was.
You forget this that Omega is the oldest of them.
Yeah, that's true.
Omega.
Flock, take it away on the next one.
All right, so next we have Echo, a 4-cost ground unit with command and heroism, a 4/4 fringe clone with restore 2, and when played, you may discard a card from your hand, give 2 experience tokens to a unit in play with the same name as the discarded card. Yeah, so we got more clone stuff. 4/4/4 with restore 2 is definitely very good. I don't hate that. And then giving him more experience tokens could be useful. But yeah, but now we just got to get more cards like this and have a good deck.
He's like good deck. Good
deck.
So I mean the
he's
big
wing
thing
leader on steroids. Like I know you need to discard a card, but like you now get a more relevant body of a 4/4 with restore 2, and there's no like requirement other than like you need that other card. Like you can discard Boba Fett. I mean, I know we're talking villain or something, but like you could discard the 3-cost Boba Fett unit that you're probably not going to play to make your Boba Fett a 6/9. Nice.
Yeah, and this works on non-unique units. It just has to have the same name.
Yep.
Like, so
and it's not titles either. Like I said, like you can discard.
I got a Battlefield Marine on the table. I have another Battlefield Marine in hand. Let's just turn the Battlefield Marine into a 5/5 instead.
Yep. And I'm not leaving behind a dinky 2/1. I'm leaving behind a 4/4 with restore 2, which you probably still need to figure out a way to answer.
You can't have him attacking you twice.
You buff something and
great ACL target.
And he can do it legit. So I know we've memed about a lot of ECL, but like him targeting himself with the when played and then ECLing, being a 6/6 with restore 2, at
massive.
4, like
that'll stop an aggro deck in its tracks.
Pretty good play. Yeah, and they almost have to like kill it because then he's gonna like eat up 2 other units and restore. Doing
he's gonna eat. Yeah, I mean, even at 4/4, he could eat 2 units.
Yep.
But yeah, he's just a really good card. I think this is
specifically my favorite card they've revealed so far for the set.
It's a good one.
I think it's just interesting. It's got a lot of it's got a lot of potential. It's got a lot of possibilities, a lot of lines of play, and he can be scary.
I'm glad that they gave him the restore 2 because I think if he did not have that, then you'd kind of be looking at it as like, all right, well, I have to have the same. I have to have a card that I already have in play in my hand. Like, does that happen often enough? But the fact that he's just generically without that happening, he's fine. You're like, all right, cool, just all upside.
Yeah, 4/4/4 restore 2.
And it's not an insignificant cost. You're going down a card in your hand. That's not insignificant. But from like an efficiency standpoint, if you're just trying to get the most out of your resources, then it doesn't matter.
Yep.
He's
Cool.
good.
Agreed.
He's quite good.
Agreed.
So far, I think he's the actually. I don't. Him and Crosshair, I think, are the two best out of the Bad Batch. With Tech obviously being the most interesting one.
And we
I
haven't
think they're
seen
all
Wrecker
interesting.
yet.
I think they're all very interesting.
We haven't seen Wrecker yet. We haven't talked about Omega yet.
And as Flock said, got some clone stuff going on. Good deck.
Good deck.
Yep. Good deck.
All right, next one, Brian.
That's me. Deathwatch Loyalist is a 3-cost ground unit. It is a aggression villainy 3/3 Mandalorian trooper with grit and overwhelm. I feel like every card I've gotten tonight is grit.
Really.
Cool.
Pretty.
Cool. Grit and overwhelm together is a pretty good combo. If you can beef this up a little bit. It is a red Mandalorian, so you know possibilities are endless.
But it's a villainy.
Grand Inquisitor. Feast.
Yeah, but then grit. But if it's grit, you can't.
Hey, I'm content
Only once.
attacking for
Only
3,
once.
pinging him, and then hitting for 5.
It's true. 8 damage right there is pretty good. Or you can overwhelm it into something else, clear out a unit, get some base. I mean, I like it. It's a good card.
ECL it.
You could. Certainly could.
Shut up.
For these
Yeah, it's very cool.
Yes. Shout out to Roll On Gaming for these past 2 spoilers. If you haven't checked them out, Kevin and Corwin are absolutely fantastic dudes. Be sure to head over to their channel. You know, even just give the video, you know, a like and subscribe to them. They're awesome guys, and definitely want to support them. All right, next up we got Ruthlessness. It is a 1-cost upgrade, aggression villainy. It says attached unit gains when this unit attacks and defeats the unit. Deal 2 damage to defending player's base. It has +2 attack, +0 defense, Ruthlessness, innate, and it's a rare.
Put this on the Deathwatch Loyalist, baby.
Yeah, I was gonna say, going back
moon.
to the last card, like
Put this on Vader.
yeah, Vader also though has to like go into the unit. He can't like attack the base, ping for 2.
Yeah, that's fair, but that's using Vader to clear their board up is never a bad thing. Like I think actually this does work really well on like a lot of leaders, like say even like a Palpatine or something like that, so that they can clear the unit, clear the board, and still be like proactively damaging the base.
Yep.
Like I think this is a really good upgrade.
Yep. Sure.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the better ones. I mean, some of the other ones were just like looking back to last set. The red one
Snapshot,
was the
reflex.
Saboteur +1/+1.
Yeah.
That too, yeah.
Yeah, I like this a lot better than that. Obviously, it in general should be better because there's another aspect on it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yep.
All right, I had that one right.
Scott.
So Scott, you're next.
I'm up. We have a ground unit, Koska Reeves. She's a loyal Nite Owl. So I guess what is this? I can't remember her wrestling name.
I was saying
now.
she was a wrestler in the.
Yeah,
the
it's
actor,
no, she's got a Mercedes something or other. That's her current wrestling name, and it was Sasha Banks.
Gotcha.
I think that's who this is supposed to be. 4-cost, aggression, heroism, 4 attack, 5 health, Mandalorian trooper. On attack, if this unit is upgraded, it may deal 2 damage to a ground unit. Could be really good if there's enough upgrades worth running. Like that's, I mean, you're basically giving Vader's ability to something. Never gonna mind that. I think the stats are like 4 cost, 5 health. I think that was a nice strategic move on their part because the 5 health keeps it alive against most things at its cost. So it actually will get the opportunity to swing on some stuff, probably.
Yep.
Put entrenched on it.
Put entrenched.
Mow things down.
Yeah. Just give it a shield. Now it's got an upgrade.
That is
Shield,
true.
experience token. It's already got +2 damage. So
Yep.
yeah, 1
And-
experience token makes it literally a 5/6, and then on attack 2 damage.
And the
To a ground unit.
shield does like have the the correct order of operations in that because you'll get your on attack on the attack, not necessarily like
Yeah, if you want to
after
kill a
you-
6 health thing.
Yeah. I'm starting to think security complex stonks are going up here with this. A lot of these are like upgrades to get extra abilities, and all you need to do is give it a shield.
Yeah, it's. I mean,
So
gone
I'm not
from-
saying that's gonna be a meta break. I'm just saying like now I'm starting to look.
Now it's
Complex is one
slightly
of my
attractive.
Security Complex is one of the worst ones when it comes to the 25 health ones, and now it's kind of going up. Stonks are going up. It's I wouldn't say it's Bitcoin, but it's it's like Doge. So
just don't walk into an easy ping.
Yeah.
True.
Off the shield.
Yep. That's gone.
If there's like a general tag or something like that for heroes, with like troopers on that side, very because the
kind of thought like I mean maybe we'll get like a Captain Rex that'll do that.
Yeah. And that would be very interesting for me. I like her a lot. 4/5, like you said, I think it's good. Just thinking of some of the other units I play at this cost, like Kanan and stuff. I like him a lot, and I like the 5 health, the 5 booty on him, and so I feel like that should apply here. Even though Kanan has less restrictions for what he does, he can just attack and also has the 4 straight and stuff like that. But all right, next one, Flock.
All right. So we got
actually,
next one.
before you do read that, just want to
Okay.
shout out Rebel Resource, or where the last 2 spoilers came from for them. So be sure to check him out. He puts out a lot of different deck techs and meta reports and gameplay and stuff like that. So good.
Am I good to go?
No,
Okay, I'll wait.
now you're good.
All right, so we got Cripple Authority. It's a trick event, 2 cost. We got Aggression, Heroism, and it's draw a card. Each opponent who controls more resources than you discards a card from their hand. I kind of like this. I can see this being something where you're going to be playing resource behind most of the time. So usually like the lower cost hero or leaders. So you get the draw card and then, force opponent to discard a card. So I think this could be especially good against ramp decks where even if you're not necessarily going to be having or starting less, but like someone ramps up, it's like, okay, well, you ramped up. I'm going to try to take that card that you're trying to ramp to away for a 2 cost to draw on a card. So yeah, I like this one a lot.
Yeah,
And it's a trick.
I'm there with you.
It's a trick. Plays with
Yeah.
Jabba, even though it's
I don't know
heroism.
if that matters on the hero
It's-
side yet.
It's still a trick. So who knows,
Play it for 3 out of aspect.
right?
Good job
Hey,
on the board.
Reduce it to 2 with Bib.
Yeah,
hey, yo,
but you have to
did
make sure
Jabba stonks going up?
Dude, your Thrawn aggression deck is coming together, Brian.
E.
No, I like
Keep
it,
going.
especially the reason for Flockset is like so many, like every villain green is like at least 5 ramp, generally 6, generally 3 resupply, 3 super laser tech. So it's like even if you are resourcing every round, you'll still get like a chance to play this. And then it's like weird in that, like, does Sabine want to spend 2? Like, I'm just thinking aggro deck. I mean, the draw card's very nice, and taking a card away from your control opponent is really good. It'll just be interesting to see if Sabine, just thinking of this to like dig for K2SOs and dig for a cause could be pretty solid.
Yep. I don't know about like Sabine, but I was like more thinking like a red Leia, like a aggression mid range where it's like, okay, well, this is gonna go a bit later than I want. I got some 2 extra resources. Let me get rid of something that I know they might want.
Yeah. Cool.
Figured this would be right up Jack's alley with his love of Sparkle Rebellion.
True.
It's up. The Spark Rebellion lets me pick though.
That is fair.
I get to see the entire hand.
And you have to see their whole entire hand.
But you don't get to draw a card.
True. That's okay.
That's a aggression thing though. So
What?
drawing card.
Yeah.
Card advantage. Yeah, is a red specialty.
All right. On to our last one. We made it through our 28th spoiler. We are here.
Oh, Mega. As a 2 cost ground unit, cunning, heroism, 2/2 fringe clone. Ignore the aspect penalty on the first clone unit you play each round. When played, search the top 5 cards of your deck for a clone card, reveal it, and draw it. She is Mon Mothma for clones, or Tarkin for clones, or whatever. Just good. Body.
More so, Mama.
Helps. Yeah, more so Mon Mothma. It's good. It's a body. It helps you to play Crosshair. Maybe. I don't know what else. I mean, I think maybe Wrecker will be
So it
like
depends what color Wrecker's in, I guess.
red. Probably red. I would imagine. Since he's big beefcake, attack, boom, whatever. It's good. It's cool. It's a rare.
It's got a Hera-like ability, but the downside is that it can be turned off by killing the unit.
Yeah.
So it's like you're going to include cards in your deck that have an aspect penalty on the chance that this 2/2 is going to be there when you draw them and when you want to play them. Like, don't know about that.
What were you gonna say,
Yeah.
Flock?
Well, no, my original thought when I was looking at this card was thinking Hera. Mix in with Hera, you get a lot of those, playing a lot of cards out of aspect in your deck. But then I wasn't thinking when Scott said, yep, when Omega's not there, though, you got a lot of useless cards. And I was like, okay, never mind.
And she generally dies to a lot of things. You know, almost wish she was like a 1/3 instead of a 2.
Survives Bib, though.
True.
Survives,
Hey, Bib can
yeah.
attack a second time, though, because he's got a shield, so he'll live.
Bro, yup. But
Clone
then,
Deserter.
Is that
Nope.
2/3?
Just kidding. Nope, it's a 1/3.
Oh.
I forgot already.
Wait,
Forgot what the numbers are.
If it's a 1/3, it's
no, Clone Deserter's a 2/3.
Second attack.
Yeah,
Oh, is it a 2/3? I thought it was a 1. Oh, it's a 1 cost. It's a 1 cost. Restore 1. There's a lot of 1s in there.
There's one.
I got confused.
I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah, I think this is one of those things where it's like, oh, that sounds cute, but then you're including a lot of cards in your deck that when it actually comes time to play them, you're going to be paying the aspect penalty.
If Wrecker's 3, I'm a little bit more interested. Like the issue, like right now, it's like even if I play yellow green, right? I have Omega and Echo in there naturally.
Mm-hmm.
If I then want to bring in Crosshair and play him for his Justice 4, like she has to survive that extra turn. Whereas like if I open with Omega, they do an action, I claim, and then I open play Wrecker, who's a 3-cost aggression. Like that's a little bit more interesting. But the fact I have to make a survival turn.
Wrecker have to be for you to be like, I'm going to play a non-relevant combat stat at 2 cost.
It does search though too, so like I mean,
That's why I didn't say like, oh, you have to have Wrecker in your hand. I'm saying, how good does Wrecker have to be for you to basically kind of say like, I'm just missing my 2-drop here. Like I'm playing a 2-drop that trades into nothing.
Could he be like a, I don't know, like a 3/4 overwhelm type thing? I don't know.
3/5.
With grit?
3/5 overwhelm would be insane. 3/4 overwhelm with grit. Oh, I'm sorry, like. Yeah, all those keywords would be pretty nuts for a 3.
Yeah, all the keywords.
He's shielded, he has ambush, he has grit.
Look, maybe
He could have any of those.
Maybe he will have
Not ambush.
If Omega's in play, he gets a bunch of this other shit, and then that's an actual combo that you want to play.
Yeah, but yeah, if he's like 5, 6, whatever, then it's like, eh. But we also could get Hunter too, right? We could get Hunter's card too, so he could also be the 3.
I don't think Hunter's going to be the 3. I think Hunter's going to be like a 5. The 5. I think Wrecker's going to be a 3.
Yeah, then they would have the 2, 3, 4. Well, then they would have 2,
I'll just
3.
say-
Tech is 3.
I was much more jazzed about the Spectres. I think the Spectres overall are just better. Like the clones feel less great.
I
Bad
mean,
Batch,
so far, like we don't have that many clones. Like we're missing a lot. We're missing like we don't have our like Rexes. We don't have our Codys. We don't have our Wolves. Well, we have a Wolf, but we don't have like like Republic era ones.
Oh, so we haven't got our like fully committed set of clones yet, which will be
maybe
nice.
when we get those, we might get it. Does Boba Fett have the clone title?
I don't think so.
No.
All right.
Pretty sure
He's
like
not
Bounty Hunter Underworld.
Yeah,
He-
yeah.
He is a clone, but he's not.
He's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Omega.
Yeah, but Omega's a clone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in terms of swoo traits, yes, she is a clone, and Boba is not.
Just saying.
What
What other clones could there be?
I mean,
They'll come out with a Luke.
5, there could be a whole bunch of clones. Rex, Cody, 5s,
99.
99,
Yeah.
Who is
Mhm.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I don't know who I was just trying to think of. Anyways. Yeah, no, I agree with all those sentiments on that. Well, I mean, the Bad Batch is also like I guess smaller crew. I don't know. And there's also no like clone build around.
Not really. Right? 6 and 6.
Well, I mean, if you count, they also got like Ghost and stuff. I don't think Bad Batch would get a.
Oh, you're talking about in SWU terms. Got it. Yep.
Yeah.
I was like, the ship isn't a. But yeah.
I
yeah,
mean,
yeah,
the fact that the leader of the Bad Batch which there probably isn't going to be another Bad Batch leader. The hunter that we do have, he does not really have any synergy with them in that sense. Like, yes, he has the synergy in the fact that, like, all right, well, you could run a bunch of unique units, then he can do that thing. But, like, again, we're back to that. What does that thing do for you?
Yep.
Like, the only, like, all right, I just get more copies of tech back so that maybe he can stay on the board long enough for me to smuggle something else out of my resource row for 2 more costs. Like, I just don't say it. I'm happy to be proved wrong, but I'm very much just like staring at Hunter and being like, I don't understand any of his card.
What do you do? Yeah.
Yep.
Hey, we did it. We got through all.
We did it. We're done. We got through all 28 of them. Jesus.
We will see you probably next week, or maybe this is bi-weekly still. If we do bi-weekly, we'll probably still end up with 28 again.
We were stuck. We had. I mean, got to keep up with this. It's like,
they really came out this week. We got like 12 at the stream. And then we got 2, 4, 6, 7 today. And then we got 2 more. Oh, I forgot to even – I can't believe I didn't say this earlier. It was Echo and was it Relentless Pursuit? No.
You're shit. You're such a bad host.
It's Echo and Cripple Authority, no? Oh, no, I'm sorry.
No, it was the Nite Owl Skirmisher. We're spoiled by Main Deck. So Main Deck Dan, be sure to check him out. He does great content as well, and probably has like the best how to play SWU video.
Yes,
on the market.
And I have recommended that to multiple people that were like, "Hey, do you have like a quick and down and dirty just primer on this?" Like, I played games, and I find people that have actually played other card games are so reticent to read a rulebook for another game. They're just like, I just want to see it happen, and then I'll figure it out from there.
Magic. Yeah, the same thing.
Yeah.
All right, but yeah. Appreciate that. We'll see how fast these spoilers come out. Seems like we're very much into the season with content creators getting them with streams every single Wednesday through the month of May. So be on the lookout for that. Keep plugged into whether it's our Discord, the main Discord, our socials. We'll always be updating with the previews there on top of doing these videos as well. So yeah, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. Subscribe to the podcast, all that good stuff, and we will catch you all next time. Deuces.